What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Red. Last time around, we got our hands on a bunch of Pokemon that aren't Charmander, and so I figured that it's about time that we level them up a little bit. So we have a whole bunch of trainers here in the north of Vermillion City. Well, it's not in the city, but to the north of Vermillion City, that I purposely left undefeated so that we can use them for a little bit of experience, because that's what killing stuff gives you. So, I can probably use Diglett. Diglett is at least a decent level. At this point in the game, my goal is basically to use Charmander, or I keep calling him Charmander. It's basically to use Charmeleon as little as possible so that I can give my new Pokemon as much experience as I can. Unfortunately, Magikarp is completely useless, and Drowsy is pretty low level still, so I'm basically going to be leveling those two guys up kind of like one at a time. And hopefully Diglett will be my go-to Pokemon, at least for as long as he can actually last in battle. Once he's down, it's basically switching between Magikarp or Drowsy, and then going to Charmeleon for actually killing stuff. Luckily, Dig is pretty powerful. It doesn't have a whole lot of uses, but it's not very effective against bug Pokemon. That's interesting. It did plenty of damage anyways. Still does more damage than Scratch. Luckily, Caterpie is incredibly weak, but it also does not give a whole lot of experience. So, back to Magikarp. And now that he's out, back to Diglett again. I need them experiences. I don't think Poison is very good against ground. I think the reason that Dig is effective against Weedle is because Weedle is Poison type, and ground is effective against Poison types. Is Weedle not, part bug, though? Alright, I have a Weedle, don't I? Hairy Bug. Well, that doesn't even tell me what I want to know. Let's look at my own Weedle then. Oh, he's in the PC, never mind. I would think that if Weedle was part poison and part bug, that Dig would just be, neutral, it would do normal damage, not be super effective, but if poison is his main type, and bug is Weedle's secondary type, then I can see that. Okay, well, for this Squirtle, I'm just going to switch straight to Charmeleon, just because water attacks are effective against ground types, and I don't want my Diglett to die if he doesn't have to. Whereas Charmeleon, yeah, he's, even against level 20 Squirtle, even if he is water type, he's not going to do a whole lot to me. Especially if he keeps using Tackle instead of Bubble. In fact, by level 20, Squirrel should know Water Gun. Magikarp's just climbing the levels. Unfortunately, that's going to start slowing down fairly soon. And there's also the fact that, well, it's completely useless until level 20, so he's got a ways to go yet. Rattata! Go, Diglett! Please don't kill me. Oh, that's a good way to not kill me. Switching to Diglett is always pretty risky, just because when you're switching Pokemon, your opponent always gets a free turn, and Diglett is pretty weak, so he doesn't do a very good job absorbing any incoming attacks that he's kind of throwing himself into, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Now, luckily, Pikachu is a very good opponent for Diglett to be taking on. because ground types are immune to electric attacks. Especially when they're underground. Wow. That dig dodged 2 attacks. It used Thundershock, and then it also used Quick Attack. But because Quick Attack is guaranteed to go first, it went off before Diglett was able to use his Dig Attack. That's interesting. I can't say that I've ever personally seen that happen. Of course, it's pretty dumb on the trainer's part, but what are you gonna do? AI is AI. More accurately, AI is, well, stupid. Well, this is a Butterfree, who I believe is part Flying type. So I'm fairly certain that Dig is not going to be effective against Butterfree. So Charmeleon it is. Oh no, please does not poison me. Should still be part Bug type, so Ember should be effective. Although honestly, at this point, Mega Punch is probably more effective than Ember anyways, just because it's got such a high damage base that even... Well, maybe it's the same, because I think Ember has a 40, base damage is 40, whereas Mega Punch is 80, I think? Which would mean, if I'm not mistaken, that... Oh, surprise, Magikarp didn't level up twice there. So yeah, if Ember has a damage base of 40 and Mega Punch has a damage base of 80, then that would mean that they have the same chance of... Not the same chance of anything. The same chance of killing the opponent. Their damage would be the same against an enemy that is weak to fire. Hopefully that made sense. I was kind of rambling a little bit there. Not as concise as a statement as it could have been. Bring Charmeleon back. That Butterfree can be pretty powerful, actually, it seems. Just between the poison and confusion. Although most of the damage that Charmeleon took there was from himself. So I guess I took care of those 2 trainers already. In which case, it's time to come out east. Da 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 da. Got some trainers over here to kill. Well, not kill, but defeat. Oh no, not a youngster. Ekans. I guess the trainers on this side of the city are slightly higher level than the ones to the north, which makes sense. Actually, I should have switched to Diglett. I was just thinking Ember would be useful here, but it's actually not, apparently. Whereas Dig would have been useful because, like I said earlier, it's a ground type attack, and poison type enemies like Ekans are weak against ground type attacks. Oh well. I'm not too worried about Diglett's level at the moment, honestly. Like, being around level 20 is about where I want to be anyways. But at the same time, just kind of from now on, I'm going to be trying to get my 3 new guys up to about the same level as Charmeleon. Of course, now I gotta switch to Charmeleon again because it's a water type. It's very odd thinking that my defense against water type Pokemon is a fire type Pokemon. I did not expect Poliwag to be using Sing. Or did you Sing or Hypnosis? I think it was Hypnosis. This may be bad. Yay, I woke up. Too bad I can't actually attack until next turn. Luckily, even with my speed falling, I should be much faster than this Poliwag. And it should now be dead. Come on, Magikarp. Level up. Level up, darn you! I should also probably mention this is a new type of trainer. This is called the Gambler. I believe that's what they're called. And I believe that these type of trainers, they focus on Pokemon that are supposedly rare or valuable. I think. I might be confusing them with another type of trainer, but I don't think so. Yay, level 11. Only 9 more to go. Ooh, level 31. It would be nice to get to Vermillion up to level 36, but at this point I'm more concerned about leveling up my new guys, as I keep saying. It's actually more trainers. I always forget how many trainers are actually out this way. There's just like a ridiculous amount of trainers to actually encounter in this part of the game. Grass type, eh? Well, Diglett is, once again, out of the question. I think Magikarp and Drowsy are the same level now. That's handy. Well, poisoned I am. Dead you are! I'm pretty sure if you kill the enemy, you don't take any poison damage. So that's handy. Yes, I will. Go, Magikarp! You show him who's boss. By which I mean run away immediately. Ouchie, the poison! It hurts! Unlike that. It's actually kind of sad that poison did more damage than absorb. Not that I'm surprised, it's just sad. It would be nice to fight some Pokemon that aren't water or grass types, so I can actually use Diglett. Heal that poison up. If I was playing just on my own, I would probably head back to the Pokemon Center at this point rather than using that antidote, but I just don't really want to take the time while I'm recording. I don't want to waste your time, I don't want to waste my time. Nidoran male, that is a poison type, and so Diglett it is. Go, Diglett! Oh ouch, your sting is so hurt. That sentence didn't make any sense, but I don't really care. That's kind of the point. Down he goes. Nidorino. That's a good one. It's poison, so Diglett can take care of it, but it's also an evolved Pokemon, so it should give us more experience. And out is Diglett once again. Horn attack! That's gonna hurt, but that's okay. Bam! You dead. That's a much better experience. Wow, kinda surprised Diglett hasn't leveled up yet. Too much too young? What's that supposed to mean? Whatever the case, this seems like a good time to return to the Pokemon Center, so I will see you back here in just a moment. Alright, we're back, and it occurred to me that I've not been using the bicycle that I took the time to go get, so might as well speed things up a little bit. Including the death of this youngster. Except, you know, not death and stuff. I think I'm gonna stick with Charmeleon for this guy. Sandshrew is ground type, so he also tends to have not very, but higher than average defense, so I don't think Diglett could kill him fast enough to really be effective. More or less, I tend to stick with the types that are weak to ground when I'm using my Diglett. Of course, right now it's just kind of, you know, whatever he can actually fight, but long term, Diglett is more or less relegated to fighting the types that are weak to ground. And back out with Charmeleon. I would actually like to switch to Drowsy just because Zubat is poison type and also very weak, so Drowsy as a psychic type would be very effective against him, but Drowsy doesn't actually know any psychic attacks yet, so that's rather unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? That's honestly the biggest disadvantage to using Drowsy over Kadabra, is it just takes so long for him to actually learn attacks that are useful. What do you want? I guess this guy is an electrician. Or an engineer? Sure, same thing. Not really, but sort of. I guess I'll go with Diglett. I'm pretty sure it's just electric type, so... Ooh, Sonic Boom. That's bad. Sonic Boom does a flat 20 damage. That could actually be very dangerous at this point, but... Yeah, ground attacks are super effective against electric types, which makes sense. Diglett still has not leveled up. That was electric. How much experience do you have? 103 to level up. Okay. So he's pretty close. What's Magikarp at? 13? It's coming along decently well. It's got some more guys up here. Well, you're certainly not going to be starting now. What do you got for me? Growlithe, huh? Magikarp would be the perfect opponent if he was not a Magikarp. Which obviously doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever. I mostly don't want to use Diglett right now just because his health is so low. And rather than going back to the Pokemon Center again already, I think I'm just going to finish off this area with Charmeleon. Unless I come up against more, like, bug keepers and junk like that. Growlithe is actually a decently strong Pokemon, though, so... Doesn't seem a good candidate to switch to Diglett against. I always thought that Vulpix in its evolved form, Ninetales, should be like... They should get, like, a bonus when using Tail Whip, because they got so many tails. I don't know. Just a random thought. These guys seem to give a lot of money for beating them, which, I mean, I guess makes sense, but... Find an escape rope there. Usually if you see like a single object just sitting along on its own, then it probably has a hidden item inside of it. That's just a rule of thumb to live by. In most games, honestly. Especially... Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say like especially like Zelda type games and such, but... Yeah, whatever. You get the idea. I'm gonna try Diglett against this Rattata. It should hopefully be effective. Although... Yeah... I'll try it. Thankfully he didn't decide to use Quick Attack again. Cool, killed him in one shot. That's handy. Well, Diglett is currently out of the question, unless I want to quickly get him killed. Of course, it's possible that I could still kill stuff with Diglett if I got, like, super lucky, like... I switch to Diglett, Rattata uses Tail Swipe, and then... I use Dig, and he doesn't use Quick Attack, and then, yeah, you get the idea. I should have used something that isn't Ember there, but whatever. It got the job done. Running on empty here. A little bit. Charmeleon's still got some fighting in him, but... Unfortunately, this whole switching back and forth between Pokemon thing tends to really put a drain on your kind of lead fighter. You take a lot of attacks that you wouldn't if you were just fighting on your own. But that's okay. It's totally worth it long term. Because, you know, having more than one Pokemon actually capable of killing things is typically a good goal to have. Level 14. It's doing pretty good. Darn. Oop. Random battle. Didn't expect that. Akenth. You know what? Let's give Drowsy a shot. Just for the heck of it. Well, that's a unfortunate way to start the battle. I was kind of hoping he would use like Poison Sting or something. I was hoping that Drowsy would be able to like wear down the Ekans, but instead he's just like halfway dead before anything even happens. Well, maybe I can still turn this around. If Hypnosis works out well, then yeah. How much damage does that actually do? Wow, that does almost nothing. Forget that. Well, at least he'll get some actual experience anyways. Even if it's only going to be an incredibly small amount because it's split 3 ways. And it's only a level 14 Ekans. Yay, 40 experience! Oh shoot, I forgot this guy was here. I might have to go like serious mode face here. By which I mean switch to Charmeleon, but just keep him out. Okay, Tackle. That's good. If he's using Tackle, he's not using Sonic Boom, which is actually going to do damage to me. And rather than forcing Charmeleon to take extra attacks, I'm just going to keep using Charmeleon so that I can actually kill this guy. Magneton, oh my. Is it even possible to have a level 18 Magneton? I don't know. Please don't kill me. Oof. That's lucky. Especially, I was even thinking that Thundershock might paralyze me because there's a chance of that happening. But it was not so. So, back to the Pokemon Center real quick. Alright, now that we're slightly less dead, we've got this guy to take on, who I'm pretty sure is the last trainer in this area. And apparently he's never lost, whereas the other gambler has never won. I wonder if they've just like fought each other like 17 times, and this guy just won every single time. Let's go with Diglett. This is an electric type, Voltorb. Even though I kind of feel like Voltorbs never really use their electric type attacks. Like, I'm trying to think if Voltorbs even learn electric attacks natively. They might not. Magnemite. Back out. Bleh. Magikarp is back out. Something like that? That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, words are failing me. Under the ground you go. And up again. But underneath the enemy, so that you can kill it. Haha! And that's it for this area. Unlike the other, I don't know what you would call these checkpoints, you can actually go through this one. Really. I don't really care about that, honestly. If we come up here, we have a little observatory. No thanks. And this guy here, Professor Oak's aide, who I do not remember. No, I have not. So, scattered around the world, or at least in a couple different places, you'll find Professor Oak's aides, who will give you rewards if you've caught a certain number of Pokemon. You can see on the right it says Own 8. So I have Charmander, Charmeleon, even though those are the same Pokemon, those count as 2. And then I got the whole Weedle, Pidgey, Rattata, Diglett, and so on and so forth. Actually, I think that's probably all I own right now. Oh no, Drowsy. Forgot to mention him. Oh, Magikarp, okay. Magikarp's number 129, that's why it goes so high. So yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's nothing in these areas. Oftentimes there is. So we can come out this side, and if we look on the map, if you just press up when you're on the map, it'll kind of show you the route that you typically take through the game. And as you can see, normally it goes that way. It goes to the east of Cerulean City after Vermillion City. And then it comes over there, and then it comes here. The reason for that is because this route is actually blocked. There is a sleeping Pokemon in the way. And as of yet, we have no way of dealing with that. Which is kind of unfortunate, but so be it. But anyways, with that, we are done with all of the trainers outside of Vermillion City. So, on the next episode, we're going to come down this way and check out the SS Anne, which is, if I'm totally honest, going to be a lot like this episode, in that we're just going to fight a whole lot of trainers and level up our weakling Pokemon. But anyways, we will do that on the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Red. Catch you later.